Does Zach gank level 2?
Yeah, he ganked level 2.
Okay, interesting. So usually when challenger players or League of Legends high-elo players, they refer to level 2 gank. They refer that the Zach is ganking at level 2, not that Gene is level 2 when he gets ganked. Which one do you mean?
Yeah, I'm level 2.
Ah, you're level 2. Yes, so this is not the way you want to see it, because if you are level 2, any jungle can gank you, because they can get level 3 and gank bot lane. For example, here, when you're getting ganked, he is level 3.
He's level 3.
So you need to refer to him, because he has the CC on his E. He goes at level 3 for the E. So his level is more important than your level. So here you want to see that his level is more important than your level. So level 3 gank can happen from almost any jungle. Can happen from Elise, can happen from Jarvan, can happen from Zhao, Zac, any jungle that you can think about, basically. And it will happen from 245 to 325. As you can see, it's 300.
I thought I was safe playing aggressive like I was, because I didn't think that there was a way that Zac was still bot side.
Okay. But then again, how do you know he can't pad bot though?
Well, correct, and that's what I'm saying.
Because you don't play jungle, right? You don't play jungle. So do you play jungle?
I do not.
That's the thing, because a jungle will think like this. So if I'm Zac here, I'm gonna think in this game, I'm gonna think, okay, first of all, I have GP top against Yone. I want to gank hard top because Yone has ignite. I want to shut him down. I'm never ganking mid. I'm not ganking a Fizz. Yes, sure, if he's really low, like in this case. Yes, sure, if Fizz goes aggressive, he uses his E. These are exceptions. I can gank mid if I'm Zac, if Fizz is doing something stupid. But usually I focus top and more specifically gank playing. But we have Samira, which is a champion that is like super aggressive with the trash. You don't play trash Samira to chill in the tower. And they have Jhin, which is very squishy, very immobile, unless he has swiftness, of course. And Swain, which is also very squishy. So if I'm Zac, 60% of the attention it goes top, 40% of the attention goes bot. So you see, in this case, he should be ganking bot as well. And again, if you don't know where is the jungle as an AD carry, you can't really predict his pathing. Maybe you can predict the first clear in the first 5 minutes, but not even that can be so possible in like lower elos. So because they can fake leech, they can do so many things. So usually what I do is, like, if I don't know where the jungle is, I will just assume he's bot. That simple. It is that simple. If it will have the mentality, okay, but he started bot and he should be top lane. No, you're playing in silver. He shouldn't be top lane. His brain is like boom. He's like oh, he ganks level 1 if he thinks it's good. Like, you don't need to think that these people have a plan. And even a challenger player, I mean, if I see Jhin pushing bot lane as Zac, I mean, I'll probably just go bot. So that's personally what I would do. If I don't know where he's Zac, I wouldn't assume he's top unless I see him. So I will play in this state of not too aggressive and not too defensive. Like, this is a middle. Maybe I would actually stay here, worst case. I wouldn't stay here like you did in that case.
Okay.
So the rule is, if you don't know where is the jungle, you expect him as being bot. And of course, if the chance of him killing you on bot lane is low, let's say they are both low into the tower and you don't know where is the jungle, but you know that if he comes, you can easily outplay him or dodge his jump, or they are solo that they can't follow up the gank. In that case, I wouldn't even ward. I wouldn't even concern myself with the gank. But in general, you should expect him being bot, 100%.
Yeah.
So right here, what level did he gank you?
Level 2.
Does Zac gank level 2?
Yeah, he ganked level 2.
Okay, interesting. So usually when challenger players or League of Legends high-elo players, they refer to level 2 gank. They refer that the Zac is ganking at level 2, not that Jhin is level 2 when he gets ganked. Which one do you mean?
Yeah, I'm level 2.
Ah, you're level 2. Yes, so this is not the way you want to see it, because if you are level 2, any jungle can gank you, because they can get level 3 and gank bot lane. For example, here, when you're getting ganked, he is level 3.
He's level 3.
So you need to refer to him, because he has the CC on his E. He goes at level 3 for the E. So his level is more important than your level. So here you want to see that his level is more important than your level. So level 3 gank can happen from almost any jungle. It can happen from Elise, can happen from Jarvan, can happen from Zinzao, Zac, any jungle that you can think about, basically. And it will happen from 245 to 325. As you can see, it's 300. Are you an AD carry main struggling to make an impact in your games? Is your damage output disappointingly low, leaving you feeling frustrated and powerless in the role you love? Introducing our specialized coaching program designed to supercharge your AD carry performance. Imagine a world where your damage, decision making and farming skills are 10 times better and the outcome of your games is no longer left to chance. Meet Chase, just like you, he was once stuck in the same position, facing low damage and inconsistency in his games. Let's see what happened after his coaching experience, from Diamond 4 to Master Tier. Wow! And here is Jordan and Brett, both transformed into formidable AD carry after the coaching session. These success stories aren't just isolated cases, they are a part of a community of over 3,243 players who benefited from the coaching program. If it worked for them, why not for you? Picture yourself as an unstoppable AD carry. It's not a dream, it's your potential with the coaching session. Don't wait any longer, visit Visite.com, book your coaching and become the AD carry the enemy team hates to play against. So this is kind of obvious. So right here, let's see how you play the lane. Let's do some speed VOD review for now, this one. So you actually go for a leash, you go in the lane. Let's see. Try to walk up, nice punish. I don't like that you didn't use Q on the Samara to bounce it on the minions as well.
Yeah.
It's not good. And you bounce it on the minions and Samara, decent. He misses the hook. So here you should just pressure and try to auto-attack them, that's good. I don't like that you're getting aggro of the minions and you don't step into the brush to immediately drop the aggro, that's not good. And then here you're trying to zone. You do have the push, as you can see, they are significantly lower. You have the prio here, so using this Q on the minions to get the push when you already have the push, it's a bit not the smartest decision. So here you're just zoning, this is good. This is good. If you're using Q on the wave, it would be the worst thing ever. Because you have the push here. Okay, that's pretty bad auto attack on the minion because he just hits his E, so you want to be able to like follow it up. So let's see. So you have the crit. You have the force shot.
And I thought the same thing when that happened too.
Yeah.
I was like, I should not have autoed the minion there. I should have went for the trade. Yeah.
You should like wait this way to. If he misses the E, then sure you can go on the minion. But not like this. So now you have the push. So theoretically, after you crush this wave, you should go for a word. Let's see if you do it.
Yeah.
Because if you do it, now, this is the best time. I mean, of course, some of the players will say, oh yeah, but he has a big wave. He can use this wave to punish them in the tower, which I agree. But then again, we don't know where the jungle. And sure, I mean, some could argue that Thresh is super low, Samara is super low. So maybe if they had the jungle without CC, like maybe a Shyvana or something. I think even a challenger player would not word intentionally. But against Zac, he's gonna jump from here to here and hit his fog of war. As you can see, you have a big wave. You go, you put the word here or here. Better, it's the best word is here. If you know he started bot, which you know because they leashed. Because the only way he can gank you if he does red, Krugs, Raptors, and he goes bot, right? This is the level 3 padding that he did. He can't do 1, 2 and then go bot because he has no E, he has no jump. He's not gonna gank without the jump. I mean, he can, but I mean, it's a bit stupid. But or even if he has the jump, anyways, he wants to gank level 3 because he's quite weak without the Q. He needs jump and Q. The Q is the one that he bounces on you. I don't know if you know the bouncing stuff.
Yeah, I know Zach's kit. Yeah, I know all the champions kits. So
okay.
I don't know all the cooldowns perfect.
Yeah.
But I do know that kit.
Yeah, you go WQ level 1, level 2, and then you go E level 3. So in this case, you should go on a word. I mean, of course, if you know he started top lane, here he would come level 3 basically like this. He would do his camping 1, 2, 3. And if he wants to gank you bot, he will probably gank after Krugs and he will go bot. But if he starts at the red buff, he does 1, then he does 2, then he goes to Raptors 3, and then he ganks from the river. So the best word, if you know he started red, which you know, is the river word. The second best word, if you know that he started top, is the Tribush word. So, but the timing here is perfect. You have a wave in the tower. You have no reason to not go for a word here.
Yeah.
Like no reason. But this is very bad. Yeah, this is super obvious. So if you ward, you see him, he goes back to farming, and Zach game's over. Because realistically speaking, he can't gank, and Cyan is gonna finish his camps very fast. Zach, what can he do? He's gonna recall and go there, or just go there by walking, but that's so far. That's so far, he's gonna waste so much time. You're gonna win bot lane, so this game is over. If this is a platinum player, this game is over. Jhin can carry the game on V9. Why? It's because Jhin will ward the river, and then Jhin will back off. He will see Zach running away. Zach jungle is lost because Cyan is he wasted so much time on bot lane, this Zach, that Cyan is gonna benefit from that. Bot lane can't win 2v2 because, well, you played better than them, and then the game is over. So this is how you could have carried an AD carry.
Yeah.
Very, very easy. Also against Samira Thresh, you can go exhaust, you can go cleanse, but you should never go heal though. Heal can also help the Swain, so there is that, but against Vayne, Samira, stuff like that, you should always go exhaust. It's really OP. It's really OP. They can't really play the game if you get exhaust. Or even cleanse if you're a bit scared of Thresh. I see. So some problems with the wording. Okay, so for today's coaching session, so we're gonna talk a bit more about the tilt. Do you want to do a game? Do you want to do a VOD review? Or should we just talk about the tilt thing, the wording? What do you think we should do today?
For today, kind of what I had planned is just you analyzing what I'm doing, right? So like for the YouTube one, I do want you to watch the Aphelios game.
Okay.
Because the one thing that you mentioned previously is you want to see how I click. And that game you can see it because it's obviously a recorded game. Because I think that there's, like you said, I have mechanics, but I feel like there are definitely some mechanics I need to be working on. And as somebody who's very proficient at that, yourself, right? Yeah, so now I see that time I worded. Bad word, but because I worded against a normal jungle gank, not a Zach. But I had in mind that I needed to ward.
Okay, well, it's a decent word. The timing is kind of bad because, I mean, you should go you should go to word because you have these 2 minions, and I mean, sure, one could argue that you should build a big wave and try to crush it, and that's the best way best timing to word. Here there is a lot of a lot of hesitation. You see, you wanted to recall, you want to go into the brush, and then you change your mind, then you're clicking, show me that you're very confused, you're clicking here, then you're clicking here, then all of a sudden someone tells you, hey bro, word, and it's like, oh yeah, thanks bro, thank you for reminding me. You're like, oh yeah, let me go for the word. Yeah, it just feels like we don't really have a specific plan in the laney phase. We're just kind of like pushing, probably not thinking about why do I push, when do I crash.
Okay, so why don't you explain that to me, right? Where you say I need a plan, right? So can you explain to me what that is then? If I'm going in as an AD carry and I have a plan to do XYZ, let's say with Jhin and Swain, like if you're playing this game, what does that look like on your end on having a plan specifically? Like as an AD carry, what is my goal?
So the first plan as any AD carry you play is wait, not die, and get as much farm as you want. That's the basic plan that any AD carry, whether you play Draven, Ziggs, or this is your plan. But obviously the secondary plan is based on the matchup. As you said, Jhin, Swain against Samira, Thresh. So the first thing you have to ask yourself if you're supposed to win the lane. For example, if I play Vayne with Yuumi, and they have a... Okay, let me actually just... So
if I'm playing like a Vayne Yuumi, it's surviving.
Yeah, Vayne Yuumi, it's surviving, but it just depends. Because if it's Ezreal with, let's say, Seraphim, maybe you can win the lane. It just depends. It just depends a lot on the matchup. Because it's a Senna, Senna is stronger in the early game, a lot stronger than Vayne. And Ezreal is also a lot stronger with Vayne, especially with PTA. Caitlyn, like this job of Vayne is to survive and to not lose HP. That's the goal of Vayne in this lane. Of course, if you play Draven and you play with Nautilus, then the goal is to win the lane. And how you do that is by Nautilus hitting the hook, you go in and you win. And by you as Draven as an AD carry, your job here is to get the push because if you get the push against Caitlyn Senna, Nautilus has higher chances to hit the wave. To hit the hook. Okay, what do you do if you can't hit the wave, which is most likely gonna happen against Caitlyn Senna? Then you're just gonna play safe, don't lose your HP, and wait Nautilus to hit the hook. But you gotta make sure you do your job, which is have enough HP when Nautilus will hit the hook.
Okay.
So this is the job.
So let's keep the right the same, and let's say it's a Draven Soraka.
Yes.
Right. So then now what does that look? Does that mean that I'm playing tower, or what is that, like trading when I can, or because it's
so the most important thing is you ask yourself, what is the champion supposed to do? So for example, if you play Draven and you have a Yuumi, you have to be like, okay, I'm playing Draven, I wanna fucking win the lane. But then you ask yourself, okay, but based on this matchup with my support, they have Caitlyn, which is not stronger than Draven, but in the early game they're kind of the same. And I have Yuumi, which from a scale from 0 to 10 in lane, she's around a 4, maybe a 3. And Senna, which is 8, maybe a 9. So the difference between the AD carries in the early game is subtle. The difference between supports is huge. So even if I want to win the lane, is it realistic to think that a Draven can win the lane here? And the answer is no, it's not realistic. So then you want to ask yourself, okay, I'm playing Draven, what do I do now? Yeah, you're playing Draven, you're supposed to win the lane, but in this specific matchup, your job is to just play safe, don't lose your HP, and play for items, whether you want to play for Dirk, and after Dirk, Yuumi is also gonna have some mana, so she can heal you more, so you can trade with them, or whether you're just gonna actually play for your jungle to gank you. That's the plan. So you ask yourself, what is my champion supposed to do? What is the dynamic? I'm playing Draven, I want to win, but then I want to ask myself, can I win? Is it realistic to win this lane? And then if the answer is no, then you play it based on what the enemy wants to do. So in this case, enemy wants to poke, so you just want to make sure you dodge the poke, whether it's Caitlyn Q and Senna Q on the minions. That's pretty much it in this case.
Okay.
So
a lot of it is actually support dependent more than it is ADC dependent.
It is both dependent, because the thing is, if you have, let's say, Yuumi Yuumi is here, and then you have, for example, Draven. You have Vayne. Okay, let me see. Let's say we have Seraphim, and let's say we have Sona. Sona and Seraphim, they're kind of the same, quite useless in the early game. They do some poke, but not really amazing. And then here, I mean, you need to compare all of the champions, basically. You need to compare all of the champions. So what I mean by that is very simple. In the early game, from a scale from 0 to 10, Vayne is around the 5 to 6. Seraphim is around the 5. The Caitlyn in early game, she's around 8 to 9. Let's say 9. The Sona is around 5 as well. So you ask yourself, who is winning this lane? I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that it's Caitlyn. So it's like, you see, it's not only the support matchup, because look, the support matchup is the same, but then the AD carry matchups matter. You have to ask yourself, you know, as a synergy, in like this matchup in 2 versus 2, who is stronger? You have to kind of compare each champion with each champion, like Vayne against Caitlyn, then Seraphim against Sona. But you have to also have a good understanding about supports, because if you don't, it's gonna be a bit hard. So for example, here you play with Sona, there is Vel'Koz. So theoretically, you pick Xayah here, which is very bad, because I mean, you pick Xayah only when they have a lot of champions that go in. Malzahar doesn't go in, he has a lot of range. Vel'Koz doesn't go in, he has a lot of range. Zeri doesn't go in, Jace doesn't go in. The only champion that is completely useless into you is Udyr, and you pick this champion when they have minimum 2 or 3 champions that go in. So the pick is pretty bad, but I mean, it doesn't matter so much. So Xayah in general, she's a Braum. She's a champion that doesn't win the lane. She doesn't lose it, but she doesn't win. So she's a bit stronger than Ezreal in terms of how aggressive you can play, but you don't pick this champion to win necessarily. So you want to have good recalls to play for items and get some good poke. Sona is poke as well. Yeah.
I was under the misunderstanding. Oh, okay.
You wanted to win the lane?
I thought it was a reverse. I thought that Xayah won lane, period.
Depends on the matchup, but usually, I mean, you need to be able to hit a root, and your ability to hit a root is, I mean, how are you gonna hit a root on Vel'Koz? He has so much range, you're never gonna be in range. Same thing with Zeri. And then, okay, if you had a Nautilus, they need to change, you see? Because it depends. It depends on your support. If you have a Sona, and it against Zeri and Vel'Koz is like a long range composition, like all what you have to do is to poke and to push the lane. So this is really the job you have to do, and to have good recalls. That's all. Good recalls meaning you recall with your wave being in a correct position and with the amount of gold that you need to recall. Also, your build is very bad. You see, it's like very bad that you're playing so many champions. Not even the build is good. That's not good. Like Stormraiser on okay, let's see how many people build Stormraiser on Zeri. Let's take a look. My understanding is like 1%. Maybe less. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how many Stormraisers we see.
Those Kraken.
Okay, there is 1. Okay, there is 2. Okay, there is 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have some. 6, 7. Yeah, so you see the difference. So did you know that there is a Kraken build?
Yeah, no, I know the Kraken build. I just thought that this is where lack of knowledge comes in, right?
Exactly. Because
I have no, yeah.
It's good to just play like a very specific champ so you know everything about them. Because realistically speaking, there will be situations where, okay, this guy was autofill. There will be situations where you press tab or you look at Professor and the enemy, let's see. Okay, this guy is also kind of filled. Yeah, like as you can see, the people that I'm actually checking, they do exactly the same things like you. They play a lot of random champs. Imagine if you have only 2 champs and you play like a god, these champs. You will be a lot better than them just purely because you know your champion and they don't. You're just gonna win more games based on that. Just on that. No more macro, no, you don't have better macro, don't have better CS, you're just better on your champion. Because they play so many random shits that it's gonna hold them back on the long term. But of course, you need to also have fun. So you need to kind of figure out what you like to play and kind of go from there. I would again make another account for fun and keep one account just to like try hard. Yeah. Okay. So in this matchup, Jhin Swain, what do you think we should do?
Kind of the way that I played it. I felt like we should be, using my force shot to poke them out, force them under tower, CS better, and force them to have to CS under tower, essentially.
Okay.
And essentially get prio. But I could be wrong. The matchup could be, and I just played the lane better than the Samira Thresh, right?
Yeah, but okay, so what is Jhin supposed to do usually? Does he want to win the lane? What does he want to do usually?
Wouldn't it be getting, I think he would play a similar role to Caitlyn, wouldn't it be? Would be getting plays.
True. You want to win the lane by controlling the wave with Jhin. Yes, depending on your support. Because in this matchup, what do you think your support is allowing you to do?
To follow up, right?
To follow up, yeah.
He
exactly.
W, Q, 4 shot, yeah.
Exactly. So he just goes in with his E, then you just follow it up with your W, and then you just play from there. So step number 1 is get control of the wave and try to poke Samara with the 4 shot. Step number 2 is follow up your Swain. Of course, most importantly is to think about how they can win the lane. Samara, what is usually supposed to do?
Samira is supposed to follow up with CC. So essentially, he lands a hook, she EW Qs in.
Perfect. So the most important thing in this lane is not pushing, is not following up the Swain, is to not get hooked. Period. That's the most important thing. And if that's gonna happen, like if that is not gonna happen, then Samara is not able to actually allow herself to be in the game. Because she won't be able to be fed. So that's basically...
And that's why I played the lane that I did, is I actually wanted to assert the health point, the health pool difference, where they were scared to take that trade. Right.
Yeah, that's good. But what end up happening is that you brain deadly like push the wave without thinking where is the jungle, without thinking about slow pushing. You just push. So here, for example, this is amazing. This is good. So for right now, you could be a platinum player. I don't know. So let's say I don't see your name. You could be a platinum player. So let's see. So here, this Q is already like, wait, he has the push. He knows that he needs to play the Caitlyn role to just use the wave. So if Samara walks for a minion, he punishes, and he uses the Q on the wave to push it when he already has the push. Okay, I will be like, that's a bit weird though. That's a bit weird. And then let's see. So that is the first weird thing. And then here, this is good. Now I think you just pressure the trash as well. Okay, this is again a mistake that I already see that you're below gold, or like below gold 1. And then here in this case, you try to push, and after you try to push, as we talked about, you should go for a word. So this is already a red flag, because 99.9% of the cases that don't go for a word here, they have more than 5 deaths per game. Let's see you. 5.7, 6.0, 4.6, 6, 7.5. Exactly. This can go from 5 to 7 to 4 to 7 only by this mistake. Only with wording here. Wording more. Or at least being aware of the fact that the enemy jungle can gank you at any given time in the game, or almost at any given time. So you W, you try to poke, and then we end up dying here. Of course, we're talking about you're getting blade. Some people would actually choose boots here first to start with, because they can buy swiftness, and swiftness against trash is very hard for him to like do something. There is that. So here, this is, so you see, we already see like some patterns, and look at the chat right here. So you see your mentality, like here you'll probably be like, oh shoot.
Yeah, no, I'm tilting. Yeah, I'm tilting.
You're tilted. Yeah. But do you see that it's like really not Cyan's job that to like protect you here or to like help you? It's like you can protect yourself. So I don't say to like blame yourself, but I say ask yourself every time when you die, you know, okay, Cyan is bad, he shouldn't bad there, he shouldn't do that. But then ask yourself, what can I do better to prevent myself from dying? Okay, maybe it's like 90% of the cases the mistake of Cyan, which is not. But let's say you assume that. In 10% of the cases, how can I prevent that? Can I ward? Can I play less aggressive? Can I track the enemy jungle better? It's a Zek. Next game, what would I do different? Because if the next game, the Cyan is actually gonna track the enemy jungle and you still die because you don't ward, then that's gonna be tough, because you're gonna lose one game because of Cyan, one game because of you. And this is why you have 50-something% win rate right now. It's because your teammates are screwing you up, and then after they're screwing you up, you're screwing yourself up as well. So that's the problem, right? Because it doesn't be a problem if, you know, I don't know, Cyan goes AFK and the enemy jungle gets all of the jungle, so you just lose this game because of the jungle. But it's like Cyan doesn't track him, and you make it worse by not warding, you make it worse by pushing only. So here you slow push. That's good. That's very good. Okay, and now the wave is in a bad position, so you just want to push it with Q, and you just want to crush it. It was a bit slow. Overall, you did the right thing. You go for a little bit of poke. Okay, so some would say, okay, we have a ward. It's very easy. You know, Zek can come, he should be top lane. True. But again, it's trash and it's Zek. So if Zek goes from behind and trash flashes on us, or maybe even flash, because of course in the game it's very difficult to keep track of the trash flay at any given time. it's a bit hard to do that. So if you didn't see him on the map, I would still not play aggressive, even if I have wards. So here, I would not stay into the tower. Like, this positioning is good. This positioning is far away from trash, so if Zek comes, you're fine. But at the same time, if Samara wants to get a minion, Swain is able still to poke. So I'm saying that this is a semi-aggressive playstyle. Semi-aggressive means you're not into the tower to poke them, but you're close enough to like follow up with the W. But at the same time, you're not gankable if Zek comes, because you have enough vision. So this is really good. What you should be doing with the wave is option number 1. If you know where is the jungle, and you know it's really safe to get plates and to hit the tower, you can just push it. But if you don't know where is the enemy jungle, it's better to just slow push and look to only auto attack. Only auto attack the minions and make a big wave. Which you kind of do it here, but then you just actually just queue the minions and you push. The reason why it's better to make a big wave is because imagine you have a big wave, 3 waves here into the tower, you can get plate instantly. Because now, when you try to get the tower, you have only 3 minions, so if Thresh walks up on you, he has an easier time to hook you, because you only have 4 or 5 minions here. If you build a wave, it's gonna be harder, and this is the same with Caitlyn as well. So here, the worst thing that I can do is hitting the wave, pushing. Why? It's because, as we said, if you're gonna try to push this wave, you will only have 4 minions to be able to poke them. Imagine, like what you did to Samira now. You try to push. Imagine if you gave 3 waves. 3 waves means 18 minions. 18 minions here. You can chunk Samara completely and you can get the tower.
Yeah.
So the plan...
using the wave to your advantage, not just for the mindless, this needs to go to tower.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay.
And then you went for a ward. Okay. And then, of course, the same mistake you see, it's repeating itself a lot. It's like, okay, I'm gonna push, yeah, true, but you're 10 CS up on the Samira and you could have been 20 or 30. Okay, 30 is a bit much, but 15 or 20, I think it's possible now. If you just build a slow push. And then here the Zac came, and the poor guy dies, I see. So this is specifically, I don't think if you have a good wave state here, that Swain dies 2 times, ever. Because you're gonna have better wave management, you get more plates, the Samira can't stay in the lane with low HP, she will recall, and Zek can't even go bot lane. So you see, this is how Platinum players, or like Diamond players win the games. Not that they don't get ganked, but when they get ganked, either the enemy AD carry is screwed, he can't do shit, or just Jhin has so much vision that the Zek can't just gank it. So if you had better wave management in this case, and Samira was more chunked, Zek can't even go for that gank on Swain. So every time when you see your support is inting, it's a bit concerning already. If you see that your support is consistently weaker than enemy support, it's concerning. Why? It's because every time when your support is inting, you have 10 to 30% the blame that he's inting. Same thing on support. When I play support, whether I play in bronze or I play in grandmaster, and I see my AD carry is 0-2, I'm like, okay, I'm fucking bad. Why is he 0-2? He's with me on the lane, he shouldn't be 0-2. Maybe I can make him 0-1. Okay, sure, maybe one time he hinted. But how can I do to make his life easier so he doesn't die the second time? Because you saw, both times when he get ganked, the Swain couldn't do much because we didn't have ward. And the poor Swain can't do much. He can't control the wave for you. So he kind of just has to follow you. So it's a bit hard for him to play. Of course, the advantage of playing support is that he can roam. You won't be able to roam if your support is bad. So the wave management was not a good thing here. So the CS advantage is quite nice. The thing is, you're asking yourself, you're asking to get ganked. Look how this looks.
Yeah.
Look how this looks. Because if you're gonna be 0-2 and you have 20 CS ahead, I mean, it doesn't matter because you're 0-2. You're just giving away the gold. So you're just pushing. You're not slow pushing and you're not letting the wave to come into you. Like now, same thing. You're pushing. You should skip the wave here and make a big wave, not like crush it. You should only crush it hard if you want to recall. Like here you have 700 gold. Okay, if you did that to recall, that's not bad. Even though only for the cloak, I don't personally think this is a good recall. Yeah. And of course, same thing with itemization. So let's see how you build Gelfors first.
Yes.
Yes, that's the worst you can actually do on Jhin. Worse, you're gonna lose a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Anyways, you should buy swiftness first. Always. Against a trash, he has no counterplay. It's like having exactly what I said, right? Puts first and then get swiftness first back. You will see this a lot. That people, they love swiftness. Why? It's because they are OP. Look at this. Most of the cases, if you need to dodge, they have Varus or they have Trash, Blitzcrank, swiftness first. You can't go wrong with this. So this is why I did really low damage. So how did you think about this build though? Like, did you just, oh shit, I need Gelfors because they have this, or did you copy it from someone?
It used to be a staple back in the day, right? And so I just a lack of updating.
Ah, okay. So it's just not the updated build.
$5. If you have problems improving and getting better in the game faster but cannot afford booking coaching, on my Patreon you can access more than 627 VOD reviews, premium videos about how to wave management, mid-game macro, and tier lists that will show you the best champions to climb and to improve for your elo. And these are not on YouTube, this is only on Patreon, they're exclusive. Moreover, you can participate in the free coaching waiting list to get a premium VOD review. I'm giving away 2 free VOD reviews every single week. All what you need to do is simple 2-step process. Subscribe to my Patreon and share your OPGG and voila, you are on the waiting list. You're gonna get a personalized VOD review for any game in your match history. For just $5, you get not only the free VOD review, but a whole bunch of exclusive benefits that will supercharge your gaming experience. It's a small investment for a big return. And it's just $5, it's no brainer, right? But here is the deal, you've got to act quickly. The waiting list is already filling up fast. 55 people already subscribed to the Patreon, and there are 6 people that they already are on board, they are on the waiting list. And more are joining every moment. Now, do you want to secure your spot for a free VOD review? Go ahead on my Patreon and reserve it right now.